Mission Citizen really began on a sunny day in Seattle, Washington. There were a bunch of students from the Lincoln High School Constitution class who had gone up on a little bit of a nerdy trip, and we were sitting there at the Pike Street fish market on the grass in the sun, and all of the students were saying, "It can't end, it can't end." They began talking about, well, what could they do, given the fact that they knew a lot about American history and so on, and government, and they realized, well, we could help other people to become citizens of the United States. Entirely run, organized, conceived by students who have not yet graduated from high school. And that's one of the amazing things that's so remarkable and vibrant about Mission Citizen, is that you have students in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade who are basically running an adult civic literacy organization. And they are doing this, in some cases, before they can drive a car, and in all cases, before they can vote.
We have grown this year to have about 80 to 90 students over the course of a year, which is the most we've ever had. Students managed to build partnerships with our library system in Multnomah and Washington counties, so that those partners are actually part of the reason why we're growing so much, and because of it, our students are having the ability to reach a lot of adults in the region.
Supply has exceeded demand for 5 years. Now that just changed in this last year, when suddenly we realized if we invest a little bit in publicity, there were, once people knew about Mission Citizen, they would come to the libraries for the classes.
Because I've been living my whole life basically here, and I want to be able to vote.
Quiero ser ciudadana de los Estados Unidos, pues porque estoy aquí por muchos años y quiero una vida mejor para mí y para mis hijos.
The people how to learn from those questions.
What I really like about Mission Citizen is that, especially if you go to one of the first classes and then you go to one of the last classes, you can kind of see the progression of the students, because a lot of them in the first class are very sort of timid and they seem very overwhelmed, but by the end you can tell that they're really happy to be there, they're really excited to take their naturalization test, and they've sort of become this sort of little community.
Aprendimos que las leyes, las reglas de los Estados Unidos que a seguir, la historia que tiene del país, que es muy bonita.
A really unique opportunity through Mission Citizen to work with a lot of different people, not only teachers, but especially the students, because they come from various backgrounds, and it's really interesting to hear their story and to hear for them why they want to become citizens, and it's really rewarding to know that at the end of the day, you help these people in the next chapter of their lives.
It was not only fun for me selfishly, because I was able to, get back into the Constitution team topics and start talking about that stuff that I loved so much sophomore year. But it was also rewarding in a different way, just because of the students there. They were all so engaged and so kind to us, even though we were high school students.
I wanted to be on Mission Citizen because after being on Constitution team, I was really passionate about the things that I learned, and I wanted to be able to continue doing that. Also, I really liked the idea of being able to help immigrants on their pathway to citizenship.
I joined Mission Citizen because on Constitution team I feel like my community had given to me and had supported me, and I felt like I owed it to my community to give back, and I also felt that I could tie in being fluent in Spanish to my teaching and to helping the organization.
I think the strengths of Mission Citizen are that our teachers are really knowledgeable about the things that we're teaching. Also, I think all of us are really passionate, not only about the subjects that we're teaching, but also about trying to help these people on their pathway to citizenship and trying to teach them the best ways to become active and involved.
My favorite memory was on the last class of this last term. I was administering a mock test to this woman who had sat in the back every class and was very quiet and hadn't participated, but when I administered the mock test, she got every single one right, emphatically, and I was so impressed by how attentive and how brilliant these students are and how willing they are to learn.
probably the last class at Tualatin in the spring. 2 leaders actually, Sophia and Zoe, and so the class students really got to know them so well, and so at the end it was actually kind of emotional for a lot of them, and watching Sophia and Zoe connect with the students on that emotional level rather than just a professional level was really powerful. I think students at Lincoln, and especially students anywhere, would want to get involved with this because it's a chance to apply everything we've been learning in school. Mission Citizen allows you to do just that and help others in the process of doing so. So it's a way of applying this sort of intangible knowledge that we've garnered through our high school careers into something very tangible and concrete that will help other people. I hope that from an academic standpoint it can grow and become a little less teaching to the test, even though, obviously we've already incorporated many citizenship components into it already. I would like to see it even more go away from the test and towards, practicalities of being a citizen.
We have, in fact, more qualified teachers, and that means we could be running more classes. We could cover the entire metropolitan area of Portland. And beyond that, there is no reason why this as a model of high school students becoming civically engaged. There's no reason why that couldn't occur in Seattle, Washington, and Walla Walla, Washington, and Bend, Oregon, and Denver, Colorado, or any other place where you have high schools that are have students who want to be involved in civics.